Today, we will look at Zach Johnson of Millennial Farmer's Biography YouTube channel and net worth. Zach Johnson has made himself the solution for farmers all over the world as he shares secrets to getting the right harvest. According to a brief Johnson family farm history, his family emigrated from Sweden in the 1870s and established the farm. In the 1960s, they experienced a major setback when the third generation, Grandpa, became ill and died young and unexpectedly. Grandma had to collect her belongings and relocate to the south with Zach's father, who was only a few years old at the time. In southern Minnesota, his father grew up farming with his stepfather and uncle. In his early 20s, he returned to the family farm and rented the land from great-grandpa, who still owned it but could no longer farm it. He admits he sometimes wonders how things would have turned out differently if he could go back in time. That is, if he had stayed in southern Minnesota, but ultimately, as he says, he knows the pride he feels from having rebuilt his family's homestead. They still have family that farms in southern Minnesota. Zach is the fifth generation of Johnson to farm this land. His wife Becky and he have 4 children, one of which is their fostered niece who has been living with them for several years now. A lot of people can understand and appreciate the sense of pride to be had over that, as you're likely in similar situations on your farms. He says that when he looks into the distance in every direction, all of the neighboring farms have similar stories. This is still rural America that many people romanticize but fail to recognize. The end of planting season was near, with just 350 acres left to fill with soybeans when Zach Johnson got a call about a problem out in the field. The nose of a 40,000-pound tractor with a cultivator hooked to the rear was buried so deep in the muck that it couldn't back out on its own. Most small-scale farmers would see this as a costly and time-consuming disaster, but Johnson saw an opportunity. He took a rope, chain, and video camera with him. After an hour of trial and error, Johnson and 3 other people ultimately managed to extract the John Deere from the knee-deep muck. Tip: to get your trapped tractor out, use a tractor that isn't stuck. On the plus side, the video tractor stuck in the mud went on to amass over 3 million YouTube views after Johnson posted it on June 4, 2019, making it the all-time most popular video on his channel, Millennial Farmer. He doesn't wish for such a disaster to occur. Growing maize and soybeans on his family's land in west-central Minnesota is enough for the full-time 5th-generation farmer, but there is a silver lining when a massive piece of machinery collapses into a sudden mud pit. The opportunity to film another spectacular video. People loved it, Johnson says of the tractor fiasco. Now the joke is, okay, if somebody gets something stuck, we gotta make sure we call Zach over with a camera. The funny thing is that most of the video titles on Millennial Farmer don't scream viral. They don't even whisper it. I grew up loving it, he says. This doesn't mean that Zach doesn't have another passion elsewhere, because he does. He has another love for dirt track racing. After he graduated high school, he attended school in Bemidji, Minnesota to study performance engines that power race cars. This is probably where his love for cars comes from, or why he studied them to begin with. I wanted to start my shop, he says. Still, this was harder than he initially thought. I was kicking around that idea, trying to figure out what to do. I started farming with Dad, and as I went along, I decided to farm was what I wanted to do. Several years later, he says that he noticed a disconnect between farmers and non-farmers, even those who grew up in this rural area. I saw them put stuff on social media that was just not right, he says. One non-farmer I know said when she looked up GMOs on the web, it was all negative, he says. She could not find one farmer who talked about why he planted GMOs. To her, farmers were keeping a big secret. Zach took it upon himself to educate people as the Millennial Farmer. Zach is the go-to for most Millennial Farmer solutions. He has managed to gain a fan base and create a channel that helps provide people with solutions to their farming problems. As of 2021, the channel has over 800,000 subscribers and has received over 200 million views. It receives over 100,000 daily views from various sources. The adverts that show on the videos should generate over $1,000 per day, which is over $300,000 per year in revenue. After YouTube takes its cut, video creators in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia are typically paid $2 to $12 on every 1,000 monetized views. The percentage of monetized views typically ranges from 40 to 80% of total views. Several factors influence all of these, including the device used, the time of year, the viewer's location, ad inventory, the number of advertisements on a video, and how many people skip the ads. It's also important to consider the sort of advertisement, ad engagement, and content. The cost of an ad view is determined by auction between advertisers. Advertisers must bid at least 1 cent for each view. Minnesota Millennial Farmer's YouTube channel receives over 5 million monthly views and over 170,000 daily views. For every 1,000 video views, a channel that is monetized by adverts gets the money. For every 1,000 video views, monetized YouTube channels can earn $3 to $7. Based on this information, we estimate that the Minnesota Millennial Farmer YouTube channel earns over $21,000 in monthly ad revenue and over $300,000 per year. However, our estimate may be too low. If Minnesota Millennial Farmer succeeds at the top, advertising income might reach over $500,000 a year. Minnesota Millennial Farmers are likely to have other sources of income. Sponsorships, affiliate commissions, product sales, and speaking engagements can all bring in a lot more money than adverts. Millennial Farmer makes extra income through his online merch store, which sells branded tees, caps, and hooded sweatshirts. He also makes extra money from sponsorship deals from companies like Farmers Business Network, John Deere, WD-40, AGCO, J&M Manufacturing, Walls Clothing, Dakota Micro, May West Manufacturing, and many more. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for the chance to be entered in our monthly shoutout giveaway. Simply comment "I subbed" once done. Let's keep going. Millennial Farmer is a popular YouTube channel created by a guy named Zach Johnson who is from West Central Minnesota. He has an estimated net worth of over $2 million. He started his channel due to the recent interest in food combined with a large amount of misinformation. His goal is to build the connection between farmers and consumers by facilitating a collaborative conversation among everyone. His content is composed of his day-to-day farming experiences, opinions on certain topics, and occasionally visiting other farms and businesses to help better understand other farming and business practices. He grows corn and soybeans on the farm, which have been handed down from his great-grandfather. With over 800,000 subscribers, Minnesota Millennial Farmer is a popular channel on YouTube. It started in 2016 and is based in the United States. One common question we hear is, what is Minnesota Millennial Farmer's net worth, or how much does Minnesota Millennial Farmer earn? The YouTuber is silent about profit. Net Worth Spot can make a fair estimate, however. The actual net worth of Minnesota Millennial Farmer remains unknown. According to Net Worth Spot, Minnesota Millennial Farmer's net worth is estimated to be over $2 million. Just so we know you were paying attention, we left some wrong info in the video. Let us know if you can figure it out in the comments section. Check out more YouTuber biographies and net worth of your favorite celebs here. See you there!